Hi everyone, welcome back to the messy spot. Now, I've got rather excited about some moulds again. This is the first set of moulds I've had from Moulds and Shapes. Now I know a lot of people rave about these moulds. I do use a lot of cheap moulds and some nicer ones as well. And I do know that there's a big difference between cheap moulds and expensive moulds. Cheap moulds are fine, expensive moulds like these ones really are in a league of their own. This, when you actually look at the quality and how much longer these should last and how beautiful they are, I think it's money well spent. And as I said, this is the first bunch of moulds I've ever had from Moulds and Shapes. I've been looking forward to getting these very much. I've got two coaster moulds. Don't know why I ordered two the same. I just did. Anyway, I've got those. So we're going to have a play with them. And I've got napkin rings, if you're wondering what these were. So the idea is I'm going to make a complete table set. And this, I'm pretty sure, is going to be a gift for somebody at some point. I don't know, just the person who might like this. So I've got together some silver floating powder. I've got some silver flaky, well, white flaky shimmery stuff as well. I've got some white pigment paste, so you can see what colour schemes I'm going for here. And I'm going to also dig out my white flakes, the shards. So bear with me one moment. And here they are. The other thing I did think about was maybe use the chips, glass chips. So jury's still out on that. I don't know which of these I'm going to go for. Oh dear, mark that now. Don't know which of these I'm going to go for, whether it'll be the shards or these rose gold flakes. I'll have a think. Anyway, I'm just going to give this mould a little wipe over because I've just popped something on there, haven't I? And I've left a mark. And then I'll get my gloves on, I'll get some resin on the go, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a go at a marble effect. So, back in a moment. So, the resin I'm going to be using is the Apex One Coat. And it's for shallower pours, for coating, and it is quite a fast cure one. And the main thing is it's thick. Look how thick that is. And that's because I don't want what I'm doing in these moulds to move very far. Now, whether I'll be able to, I haven't got much left, so I don't know whether I'll be able to finish the whole project with it. But I'll certainly start off with these because I want to allow it to really thicken up before I put like the next slot in and so on. Yeah, it'll make sense when we get to it. Now the little rings, the napkin rings, I think I'll do those separately. They might be the next video. So this will be a two-parter. So I've mixed this up thoroughly. It's gone clear. I've managed to get some bubbles in it as usual. God, and I like. But I'm not too worried because I know, like all of the Apex resins, they do cure up really nicely, and they do drop the bubbles out unless there's something specifically to trap them in there. Now, what I'm going to do is pour in what I'm hoping will stay put, and that is some drizzles. Just kind of going across like this, and this will remain clear. I'm going to poke it around with the stick as well a bit. I'm just going to leave it to cure up a little bit first, but the idea was to get some little drizzles into here. Oh, got some bits on it, look. And yeah, that will be the basis of our marbling. Come on out, how did you get in there? Right, here we are. So again, just some little sort of drizzles. And as this is thick, I'm hoping it won't walk about too far. Well, it looks like I'm going to have plenty to do what I plan to do here. Too much probably. Because what I want to do now, just put that to one side. What I want to do now is to try to sort of guide that into a sort of marbling-y sort of pattern. Oh, I know what I'm talking about, I think. You lot will kind of get, I think you'll get the idea. You'll see where I'm going with this, I hope. God, I do talk some nonsense. Next, what I'm going to do, and I think I've decided, I'm going to go for the rose gold crushed glass. Now I'm going to mix this in with some resin. So I'm going to put some in a little pot here. Just going to see if this is a less messy way to do it. With a little spoon. Maybe. And I'm going to mix that glass in with it. So let's have a, let's pop this on the centre, you can see what I'm doing. So yes, I've put some of the resin in there, and I'm going to mix in a good dose of the glass. As always, I'll put you links for everything down below in the description. If anybody hasn't found the description yet, look for the bit that says description. That's a clue. But there's a drop down. It'll say show more. That's where all the information sits for the that we put in for you for when us crafters make these videos. So that's what you're looking for. Drop down the show more button and you will see. That's where it will be. Now I'm going to put a bit more resin in there. I want to be able to dribble it. Okay, now we're just going to go around the edges of the what I've already put in. You can see where I'm going with this. I just thought it might be easier if I mixed it with resin to get it to stay put where I want it to be. Going all over the place largely at the moment, so but I'm going around the edges of this drizzle of clear that I've put in. Doesn't have to go all the way around. Yeah, so you can see what I'm doing. I'll speed this bit up for you. Okay, I'm back. This is nearly finished with this. As you see, as you probably saw, I had to mix up another pot of it. One thing I'm having to be very careful of is, obviously, this is crushed glass. It's probably, you know, it's quite sharp little bits. So I'm having to be extra careful because I don't want to damage my beautiful new mould. So when I'm moving it around, I'm being very gentle. As you can see, I'm trying to get like a sort of a vein of it, if that kind of makes sense. This is one of those me making this up as I go along again ones, you know. There has not been a rehearsal for this. This is just a theory. Now, the next thing I'm going to need to mix up is some white. And I'm going to just put this mould out of the way so I don't damage it. So I'm going to mix up some white in here. Got some more of this resin left, so let's see how much we've got basically. Just going to save a little bit in case I need it at the end. Now that little bit that I'm saving as well, you know, I do know I am going to end up having to put a top coat on this. There we go. So the white pigment that I'm using is from Just For You Online. It's a really good strong pigment. As you can probably see, that was the tiniest dot and that has really coloured up. Pop the top back on that. I think I'm going to need a bit more than that actually. I don't usually do 4 coasters at once, so I am kind of badly underestimating all of this, I think. So there we go. Maybe I should have started with a different resin that I've got more left of. So that is pretty white. It's not completely opaque, but it's close. And that's about where I wanted it. So what we're going to do now is carefully drizzle this around. And I'm hoping it will just kind of fill in and push the clear around. It's starting to spread, which I didn't think it would do. Yeah, I haven't mixed up anywhere near enough of this, have I? There we go. So as you can see, that is all spreading. Now what I want to do next is go in with a little touch of silver. And I'm hoping I've got just about enough of this resin left. Good news, I found some more. There we go, just going to mix that up again. Gosh, that's even thicker, that bottle. It must have been stood in a cooler spot. So yeah, we're going to go in with some silver this time. So again, I'm just going to put a nice big dollop into my little cup. Before anybody asks, yeah, these are shot glasses. And I'm only going to want like a little drizzle of this. So, and you don't need much. This stuff goes a long way. I'm going to open this over to the side, then I'll bring it into camera and show you, because it's so fine it goes all over the place. This is the floating silver from Just For You online, and I'm going to put a tiny bit. It really doesn't use much. So anybody who looks at this and says, gosh, that's expensive. No, it's not. You get this great big tub. I'll bring it back into shot. This great big tub, and I probably didn't even need to use as much as I just did there. It lasts forever. Wonderful stuff. You'll get a lot of money's worth in a jar. So just putting your minds at rest that, yeah, look at that. I probably didn't need anywhere near as much. So again, we're just going to run a little drizzle through. I could have just used the powder straight out of the pot, but I was just thinking it could get a bit messy. So doing it like this instead. And we're going to start going across, creating some marbling shapes now. Getting that marble effect in there as best I can. Of course, it's going to move around. So still being careful to not contact the mould much. And I know with this stuff, even though it's mixed into the resin, some of it will float. I'm just wanting some of it to show through the other side, because I think the other side is going to be our top surface. Keep forgetting the little guy in the middle. Seen a few moulds done like that with a little, a little something in the middle, and I think that's a really nice bonus. I suppose there's a bit of like unused space, so it saves a bit of silicone as well in the mould making process, I'd imagine. But I always think they're just a nice little addition. And I know that the moulds and shapes moulds do tend to have that when it's where it's appropriate. And I don't know whether it was them that started it. I have a feeling it might have been. I think it has been, you know, emulated by other manufacturers since as well. Right, I've got a bit of silver left. Now I found some more resin. I really thought I'd run out of that stuff. I should have put a lot more in here. So I'm going to start going back in with those colours again. And I think we'll have a little bit more of the clear. And I'm kind of wanting to pour that over where the crushed glass largely is. You see it's pushing around. I'm hoping I'm going to get quite a nice, interesting marbled effect out of this. Because, you know, I've done geodes before. Not overly successfully, I have to say. There are people who are far better at geodes and things than me. And that Larimar effect. I must have a go at mastering that at some point. The best of that I've seen, I think, must be... got to be Tia Art, I would say. Her geodes are just... and Larimar effects are just absolutely gorgeous. And Sherry Vegas, some beautiful, beautiful geode effects and things that she's done, I've seen in her videos too. Now, I hope I'm not going to mess up this effect that I've sort of created by doing this. I think I'd have been happier to get it all in there in that first go with, you know, just the one layer. But I honestly thought I'd run out of this resin. So glad I found another bottle. It's awesome stuff. I usually favour thinner resins, to be honest. But for this sort of thing, this stuff, awesome. Right, I'm going to mix some more up. Need to go in with some more white, so I'll be back in a moment. So here we go, back with a bit more translucent white. I'm just basically going to keep carrying on the same process, so if you want to fast forward past this, I won't be offended. But I'm just noticing that I'm getting different effects here. This one seems to be spreading more, and I've no idea why. So I'm going to get more white into the other ones. I'm hoping that this marble effect is going to take hold. They're getting thicker now, which is a good thing. Right, mixing a bit more up, always underestimating. And then I think I'm going to go in with a much stronger white at the end. Maybe a little bit more silver as I've got some left. But yeah, this is the more sort of, let's say, cloudy white. And of course I did forget the little guy in the middle, so we're going to go in with some cloudy white on there too. I think maybe when I did this the first time round, because I was running out, that's why it's having a different effect. Back round again with the silver. And I might do just a little bit of... See, I'm getting braver with this now, and I'm just dolloping it in. I don't know whether that's a good thing or not. But yeah, I don't know whether I'll go around with a last bit of clear as well. Again, and maybe a stronger white. Now what you can probably see with this silver is some of it is still floating even though I've mixed it in with the resin. You get, some goes into the resin and you still get that little floaty effect on the surface. Let's have a tiny bit more. Does a bit of both, which is always interesting. Yes, I think I'm going to go in with one last batch of the white, but I'm going to make it a lot stronger, and then the clear. Have you noticed, in my attempts to not make so much mess, I'm making way more mess. So I'll have a good clean up in a sec. Right, so I'm going for, say, a lot of pigment paste. That's how much you need. It's another thing, people think pigment paste is expensive. It looks it, but you use so little and you get such a strong effect, then that really it's good value. This tub will last me 2 or 3 years probably. I have mixed up some of my own pigment pastes as well, you've probably seen in a video, but I think that it's just, I don't know, it's just so easy if it's ready made, isn't it? But I do like making my own of things. It's just scribbling on the surface now, look. I need a bit more again. I'm kind of imagining in the background here a lot of fast forwarding. But I'm figuring if I'm showing you most of it, some of it I've fast forwarded obviously, but if I show you most of it, then you can fast forward the bits that you want to fast forward. I'll leave that to your personal taste and judgment. Whatever suits you, folks, whatever suits you. I'm still wondering whether to go in with the last little bit of white or just to, clear rather, or just to leave it at that. Oh, I bet you're all shouting at the screen. I know some of you talk to me, don't you? I wish I could hear you. Sometimes when I'm thinking, what should I do? What should I do? I'd really love to be able to say to you all, what would you do now? What would you do? Yeah, drizzling a bit more in. I think I will end up top coating this, but it'd be interesting to see what both sides look like, won't it? Damn this is going to make a really pretty little keychain, isn't it? I think that's what I'll use it for, you know, handbag dangle or whatever, something like that. And I'm getting to the last of my clear now, so actually that's worked out quite well. I could mix some more, but I genuinely have found another bottle, another, you know, pair of bottles, so I could. Isn't it funny how they're behaving differently? Okay, just getting the last bit out now. Basically just using it up. I'm dying to see what these look like when we turn them out. It is just a 4-hour cure, this stuff, and it really is. And if I get impatient and turn my heat mat on, it'll be even quicker. But I'm going to try and be patient. Which isn't like me at all, as you know. Right. Done. Done, done, done. Stop messing. Stop messing. I'm going to have a clear up. I'm going to walk away and leave them. I'll then come back at some point and decide whether I top coat or not. But in the meantime, I'll have a bit of a clean up and a cup of tea. And I'll see you all later. Didn't use the shimmer stuff. Didn't use the shards, but I think that's enough. More would be overload, I think. So I'll see you for the demould. Okay, it's time to demould. Sorry, I put on a silly voice there, didn't I? Just got back from the museum. A little bit excited because this is now all cured up. I was thinking it would cure quicker than that, but I think because the amount of other stuff I put in there, it slowed it down a bit. So let's have a look at the little heart. Oh, that's nice. Isn't that odd though? That was rose gold. It's silver now, isn't it? Oh, that's odd. Right, let's go around in the order I poured. I have to say, I've got my gloves on because these are still very slightly bendy. So I'm playing it safe. Oh, isn't that nice? That wasn't quite what I thought it would do. And that... Look! That's bleached out the rose gold. However, the silver's really nice. I'm not going to complain at that, but that's really odd. I didn't expect that. I wonder why that happened. Oh, they're nice, aren't they? I'm just going to go around the edges with a silver pen then, I think. I was going to go around the edges with like a rose gold colour, but I think we'll just go for silver. You know what? That's really nice. I'm really pleased with these. It didn't really do what I expected at all. But very, very nice all the same. And let's get the last one out. Oh, yeah. Really pleased with those. And they're lovely. They're finished items then. I have to say I'm pretty pleased with them. The products behave beautifully. The resin's lovely. Still a bit mystified as to why that crushed glass went that sort of goldy silvery colour, but hey, everything else worked beautifully. Now if you've liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. The buttons are at the bottom as you know, and I look forward to seeing you all for the next video. Take care everyone and enjoy your crafts.